A chartered accountant is not just a custodian of accounts, but a guardian of integrity. It's our honor to have with us today the 73rd President of ICAI and a four-time council member, CA Charanjot Singh Nanda. Sir, it's our absolute pleasure to welcome you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So we'll begin our conversation with a very pressing topic. We all work for nation building somehow. And we recently saw that you went to Pahalgam. While everyone is sort of afraid of going to that destination, what prompted you to go there and conduct a council meeting?
I go back to the words of our honorable past President of the country, Shri APJ Abdul Kalam. He said Indian chartered accountants are partners in nation building. When we are there for nation building, we stand by the nation very solidarily in any type of distress. You'll be happy to know that the entire council, along with their families, went to Pahalgam. We had a 4-day council meeting there, where issues related to profession were discussed at large length. The purpose is amply clear. We want to give a message that terrorism has no place in the society which is moving by leaps and bounds. We all have to work to make our country a world power, and therefore we can't ignore any portion of the country. Every and each part of the country is our own, and to show solidarity, I, along with my entire council and officers, went and held the ICAI council meeting on 13th, 14th, 15th August at Pahalgam.
So that's very well said that we can't ignore any part of our country because this is our country, right? I'll go to US tariffs now, sir. Recently, the tariffs have gone up to 50%. And I was recently reading that you said that India will come out stronger out of this. Sir, what was the reason behind that and what's your vision?
See, it has already come out. What I said was on Sunday when I was in Lucknow. You are aware that the imposition of steep tariffs by US is undoubtedly a challenge for several key export sectors such as textiles, gems, jewelry and small businesses. But it also serves as a catalyst to India for accelerating reforms and strengthening its global competitiveness. You are aware that India's large and youthful consumer base, 68% of our population, is less than 40 years of age. And you'll be happy to know that with merchandise exports accounting for just 10% of GDP, nothing bad can happen to India. More importantly, the Honorable Prime Minister created a strategy. 3 of the major countries of the world, India, Russia, China, joined together to ensure that all trade has to go unabated. India has started sending the merchandise to 40 other countries to neutralize what tariff effect of US could have made. And therefore, we are on a strategic ground, having better impetus compared to what was in the earlier regime.
Very well explained. I would like to come back to India again, sir. Recently, the new income tax bill have been imposed. How do you see that? How should the common man, how should a common individual plan their financial planning after this bill?
I'd like to tell you that ICAI was the first body to be called by the Parliamentary Committee way back on 6th March 2025. The time allotted was for 2 hours, but we continued discussion for 3 hours. Very important 3 major initiatives which we took. Number 1, to prune the sections, bring it down so that a wholesome study can be made by a common man. They were kind enough to bring it down to 536 from 700. The second issue was to ensure that language is totally simplified so that a common man can understand, and more importantly, the interpretation issues can be set at bay. And very kindly, these things have happened. The income tax bill has given textual and structural simplification for improved clarity and coherence. No major tax changes to ensure continuity and certainty, which is again very important. No modification of tax rates, preserving predictability for taxpayers who have been doing tax planning for over so much time. So such simplification is the language and structure of the Income Tax Act 2025 and facilitate ease of doing business in India. More importantly, things are similar, so there will be no need for salaried individuals and property owners to re-evaluate their personal financial planning regarding income allocation. Everything is in the same order, so they can move as per the work they are doing in the past.
There are a lot of ongoing frauds that are happening nowadays. There was this recent case of Gensol. There are many that I don't want to name, but I want to understand that what's the institute doing in order to tackle that challenge?
See, very importantly, you have to understand that ICAI is the first accounting body in the world to release the detailed forensic accounting and investigative standards in the world. We have come out with 23 forensic standards which aim to strengthen forensic engagement and support legal processes. These standards serve as a benchmark of financial investigations across jurisdictions. Now we are coming out with global financial forensic standards which anybody, anywhere can take use of that. We have a well-settled forensic system audits which we do, and we are now coming out with forensic system audit standards which will again have more than the desired effect in creating error-free, a fraud-free economy. I like to tell you that we have more than 14,000 forensic professionals and more than 35,000 professional CAs who have completed their information system audits. Coming on to the regulatory side, we have disciplinary benches, we have ethical standard boards, and more importantly, we have financial review and reporting board. So anything which happens comes for a desk review to FRRB, where we investigate as a desk review and then place the matter before the board for its further cognizance. The matter can be referred to DC also if you find some people are guilty. Largely, we want to have an environment which is regulatory driven, an environment which ensures that things move in the right stream. But here I'll give a rider that a person who is a fraudster is always very much intelligent than people who are a part of the process. And therefore, the most important issue which has to be taken into account is to stop the reoccurrence of frauds. I had a meeting recently with Shri Tuhin Kanta Pandey, the Honorable Chairman SEBI. So he has requested us to form a study group which is in full force to understand how we could move ahead and create value with respect to frauds or scams, how to stop them. The name of the study group is From Reaction to Resilience, a preventive approach to capital market financial fraud in India. So we are trying to now stop frauds at the moment we understand, stop scams the moment we find any early signs of scams or frauds.
Absolutely. And perhaps I think that's the best time to actually stop the scam.
Yes, yes.
There was this incident that I want you to also elaborate regarding the Chartered Accountant Institute of Singapore president coming to India and eventually in Mumbai when that you...
Yes, he came during World Congress and a very historic decision was taken by them. They have said that any Indian Chartered Accountant who remains in Singapore for more than 6 months, for reason whatsoever, shall have the eligibility to be a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Singapore. So very forward-looking steps whereby both the institutes could collaborate and ensure that talent is used across both the countries.
Now I would like to discuss about the GCC summit. You recently conducted the second edition at Ahmedabad Gift City. The first one was happened in Delhi, the second one in Ahmedabad, and there are 2 more to come in Mumbai and Hyderabad, if I'm not mistaken. I want to understand what were the major takeaways from the 2 summits that had happened and what can we expect in the further to coming.
We are very keen on global capability centers. The ICAI GCC Summit series on the theme From Ledgers to Global Leadership sees shaping GCC. Very importantly, we are now very keen in adding value to conduct of GCC. You are aware that GCCs drive economic growth, contribute to service exports, job creation and talent upskilling, and the role that chartered accountant can play in these areas is really fantabulous, is really great. So we as an institute are training our people on digital transformation, including automation and AI. We are taking talent management, upskilling and continuous professional development to a larger perspective. The summit also addressed the growing importance of sustainability and corporate governance with a focus on aligning with ESG criteria. Decisions on regulatory framework emphasized compliance with taxation laws and risk management, which is again very important. Additionally, the role of government policies in supporting GCCs through favorable taxation, infrastructure development, and more importantly, skill building initiatives was emphasized so that a wholesome area, a bird's eye view of what is required to make GCCs successful and to ensure that from 1800 GCCs which we have, how we can reach to 10,000 and how we can garner a revenue of $200 million from the entire initiative. So working was done towards it.
Definitely. Since we are discussing this, now I would like to take the conversation towards the GST reforms. How can the GST reforms better address the inverted duty structure in the textile sector?
I'd like to tell you what is inverted duty structure. Inverted duty structure means that if I buy something at 18% GST and sell at 12% GST, so always I'll have a shortcoming of 6% GST. So what happened? In various sectors, the government is paying back 6% to the manufacturers. It was done in textile, but they have restrained now. So the best reform will be to rationalize both of them. So 12% to 12%. That way, there will be no piling of credits. So very importantly, the government is now, the trade bodies have advised the government to rationalize this so that the same slab works and there is nothing which is kept in abeyance which needs to be paid at a larger scale.
So lastly, while we all are approaching towards becoming a 5 trillion economy, I want to understand what role can CAs play in this direction?
The CAs have a very important role to play in this direction. There is a couplet which says, सोचने से कहाँ मिलते हैं तमन्नाओं के शहर, सोचने से कहाँ मिलते हैं तमन्नाओं के शहर, चलने की जिद भी जरूरी है मंजिल पाने के लिए. Chartered accountants are ready to take that. We want to work totally. So, digital transformation, technologies, AI, blockchains, data analytics, Internet of Things, cyber security audit, information security audit, and very importantly, the digital revolution, including UPI's dominance in global real digital payments, which is 49% of worldwide transactions in India. India is a leader. In the BFSI sector, over 95% of banking payment transactions are now digital and on digital platforms. So we understand risk. We understand how credit has to be put in the right perspective. We know compliance. So the working done by chartered accountants shall be very great. We are well-acclaimed wealth advisors. We understand markets. We advise people on sustainability and non-financial reporting, which is a huge area. You are aware with the growing focus on ESG, very importantly, and ENG. ENG is green finance and impact investing. Businesses need professionals who can ensure transparent sustainability reporting, and CAs are well positioned to lead in this domain. Going ahead, international expansion and global services. I told GCC, I told you about IFRS advisory, international taxation, cross-border transactions. Indian chartered accountants are masters. We go to forensic accounting and investigation. I told you we promulgated 23 forensic standards, so we are a world leader in it. Startups and MSMEs are again, on 27 June was the International World MSME Day, and we went ahead and created so much programs all across our 180 branches, and MSMEs were called to come and understand the entire genesis, how they have to do the compliance, how they have to do all the regulatory working. So I feel that chartered accountants would be a great asset and continue to play a vital role as partners in nation building by contributing to economic and policy reforms. I want to say that there will be a paradigm shift. We now speak not of nation building, we speak of global building. And we have a World Forum of Accountants, which is one of the flagship programs of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, which will be held on 30th, 31st January and 1st of February in Greater Noida Expo Center. So there we are looking close to 25,000 chartered accountants where we can do brainstorming to ensure how we can work and how chartered accountants can position themselves as indispensable partners in driving India's growth story. We are committed to it and we shall move ahead to make India one of the greatest, one of the biggest economic powers of the world.
Absolutely. The message is clear and loud. We all are working together for this nation building and we'll keep doing that. Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank
Nanda,
you so
for your
much. It was
valuable
really a
insight.
pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you,
Great.
sir.